Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do in no money, what you at you, it no at you. Covid money, miss away in the yellow rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste my must have statue. Say me like a cash, but bigger than a figure you. Take this spit of money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above end up him, I got up. Too much it in the kitchen, some fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already miss it on and them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in a whatever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the sun man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again.
Stibby dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we lovely. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Goodbye, Joe. You've got to go. Pick guitar, Joe. Fill fruit jar, Joe. Even be gay if you want, Joe. You've got to go. It is now Vice President Trump versus former President Trump. One thing for sure, Trump is going to turn up the ante. Trump is going to turn up the rhetoric, madness and high seas all over again. A new person to attack. Wait and see what tomorrow will bring. Was it Barack Obama who broke the deal between Biden, the donors, the Democrats, and everybody who want Biden to go? But certainly, one thing you can say, the Democrats are back in the race. Is Kamala good enough to win as first female president of the United States, or will she fall like Hillary Clinton? Will she have to choose a favorable Democrat such as Nancy Pelosi's nephew in order to boost her failing and never was there popularity amongst the core democratic landscape and the big Democratic donors? Only November 5th will tell. Let us see who Kamala is going to choose as her running mate. It certainly won't be Michelle Obama because she is out of it. But let's see Good evening and welcome. If politics is twisting in America, what about Jamaica? I wonder if Jamaican people are ready to play some political rubber roles in. Or are you just going to continue to sleep like that? To my community of party and all my family members, good evening and welcome. Platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, and subscribers, good evening and welcome. Commentators and trolls, good evening and welcome. Natalia Freeman, Dolores Logan, Antoniar, Sandra Ellis, Elaine Turner, Beat and Teach, Sharon Bernard, Marcia Thomas, Debbie Jervis, E.M., Gloria Morris, Keith Solomon, Sheena Kelly, Bros, Monica Wills, Tony Tall, Suzette McIntosh, Ruby Correa, Brenda Elson, L-Dog, good evening, everyone. Right, all right. There is a developing story at the moment. Say you hear us here on Global TV. There is a developing story at the moment at Sangster International Airport, Ebenezer Cody. Security was breached. I don't know if somebody was caught with a gun going off or coming on. The story is to come to me further later. Ongoing situation at the moment of Sangster International Airport. So it's kind of a standstill at the moment at Sangster Airport until they work out what the security, Elaine Turner, how are you? What the security breach and what the security issue is at Sangster International. But if I receive further development on the story before the broadcast, and you will be updated, otherwise I will be able to provide you further update in the morning as to how the situation at Sangster International Airport develop. Michelle Lewis Wilson, how are you? Biden, it was obvious. We probably never said it in a public, but friends who I've spoken to in private, I've said it. The COVID argument was just to say Biden is kicking out of the race for health reasons, rather that is what they want to say, yes or no. But you could see that coming. Camilla is not really the Democrats or the donors' choice, Jeanette. Strategically, though, Camilla is their, I wouldn't say better choice, but workable option. Annie Smith. Let me explain what I mean by that. The Joe Biden cash-filled campaign workers and everything that comes with it can only be rolled over to Vice President Harris automatically. Should another candidate take the front runner, it will be a brouhaha because Biden don't have to turn over the donations to another runner if it's not his vice president. Now, if that happens and somebody is chosen at the convention above Camilla, that could cause a bloodbath for the Democrats going forward, because they could end up being lack of funding. So the better option is to go with the VP, because she automatically gets the president funding and workers that will help to propel her campaign going forward. If it's another person to build themselves to that, no, they would not stand much chance against the machine that Trump has at the moment, Jem Ashley. So they really don't have a choice. As I said, I don't get involved in America's domestic politics. Odin Thompson, how are you? But for the international part of how I look at America's president, based on foreign policy, just like I wasn't over enthusiastic about Barack Obama, I'm not about Kamala Harris. Both of them are lawyers. I really don't like planting gungu near lawyers' line. It's just me and them have that thing. The whole of them have a double-edged tongue, you see. That's why they're so fitted for a politician. Kamala. Kamala and Camilla. All right, it's Kamala. Because lawyers, they're so well suited for politics, because they have a double-edged tongue. The defense and the prosecutor all in one. Politically, I really don't plant gungu next to lawyers' line when it comes to politics. So I'm not really enthusiastic about her. On the U.S. foreign policy, it will be the same old Democratic hoo-ha. Probably murder more people than Barack Obama did. Probably cause more destruction to Africa than Barack Obama did. Probably deport more people than Barack Obama did. Probably separate women and babies than Barack Obama did. But Barack Obama never get the blame for separating women and babies in cage. No, a lot of people didn't know that started under Barack Obama. No, a lot of people didn't know that the 7 Muslim country that was on Trump ban list wasn't on the list by Trump. Oh no, it was our dear Obama who have those 7 Muslim country as terrorist country on his list to be banned, and his watch list. Yes, not really enthusiastic about them, but that's much about them, you see. EM, how are you? That's much about them. We're playing Russian roulette tonight with the Jamaican Prime Minister. Russian roulette. Round there, all over there. Monica Wells, Natalie Mullins. Russian roulette tonight. Who you say will be replaced? Kamala? If Kamala is replaced, it's going to be more devastating for the Democrats amongst Trump. I mean, people like Nancy Pelosi's nephew, Gavin or whatever he is called, Janet Mundy. He is more popular than Kamala, but donation-wise, the Democrats strategically will almost have to go with Kamala, unless the big donors are going to come in and pledge a lot more money to support whichever campaign that may be. What I think the Democrats are going to do in cutting a truce to keep it together is choose Gavin, the popular guy, Pelosi's nephew. I think Gavin is going to be thrust in as her running mate. That will quell the Democrats that do not see her as a winner nor as a president and all of that. Elder Fletcher, how are you? So let's see how it plays out because the DNC is coming up soon. And when a DNC, is it August or September? A September DNC, is it not? But let's see how it rambles on. Let's see how, Colin Dahmer, how are you? Donna. Let's see how it rambles on, sorry, until it gets to convention. Let's see how the media, Harris is not liked across the Democratic core, and this is where the bloodbath will spill over. August is the DNC. This is where the bloodbath will spill over because it will be a war for money as well as a war for power. Because I don't think Joe Biden and Kamala is going to hand over those millions and billions they've amassed in donation to fight somebody else's campaign who oils them out. So Democrats will have to cut a truce between themselves. If you know how the white side of Democratic politics work, Barack Obama probably never have to choose Joe Biden. Joe Biden was like there to shadow the race thing of Obama. Gavin Newsom, yes, Gavin Newsom. Kamala is facing one, a race issue. Two, she's facing an issue of gender. You know it's hard for women to climb that ladder in politics. She's having the race issue to battle. She's having her previous prosecutorial galangin history to battle as well, which in the Black community, all right. Okay, cool. She's not really liked amongst them, but they will have to quell because from now to November, the Democrats cannot afford to have a bloodbath in front of Trump. Kamala have a horrible criminal conviction rate when it comes to the Black community. She's not favored in the Black community. Kamala has a confusion. 1 minute she was African Indian, Indian American Indian or whatever, Indian descent. Then she turned Black. There's a lot of balancing around Kamala. There's a lot that Trump has in his arsenal to really, I'll say, rip this woman apart with her already unpopularity, even amongst her Democratic core. So I'm waiting. Independent and Black voter will have to put her in. I'm waiting to see how it's all gonna play out. But certainly, it's not the Democrats' best choice. It's not the Democrats' favorite choice. So, make we see how it go roll out. Me just a stand by the sideline and I watch how it go on. If I say wipe up blood off the floor, I'll certainly help. But remember, she's going up against one of the world's most brutal machinery, which is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not somebody who's going to play the game and be nice and hold anything back. Beside, Donald Trump have the attempted assassination in his purse, and he can whip it out and spend it at any time, as he has done throughout the RNC. The election vibes just turn up. But even though the Democrats might ditch the madman, the Republicans serenade the criminal. Let's see how this showdown, we only have months to observe them. Like literally, we only have months to observe them. I still the Williams, how are you? Russian roulette, the legacy of this prime minister. Toybridge will be a legacy for Andrew Holness. But before I go to Toybridge, I want to go back to the Archbishop of Canterbury, the highest bishop in the Protestant Church, Church of England, the Anglican Church, the Church of England. Archbishop Justin Welby. The chain of how they work in the Western society. It was first Catholicism, then King Henry with his many wives had a disagreement with the Pope over his matrimonial lifestyle. And him and the Pope get into back and forth. And because Henry wanted his way, Henry cut loose with Rome and said, I am head of the Anglican Church, the Church of England. I am king and head of church. Bear in mind, if you don't understand history that way, at one point, the person who God spoke to divinely on this planet was through kings and queens. God don't go to talk to pastor nowadays, you know. If you do not understand history that way, Lord, how are you? At one point in history, in these Western theocracies and theologies, God used to speak directly. You know, in the days where the king or the queen used to proclaim things, the proclamation, those were the days when God speak to them directly. God don't go start and speak to prophet, priests and priestess and ministers just the other day. Tell it to Turner. And just the other day, them let people start get talked to. The Church of England, though, I mean, say them come down, how them come down. Then when Church of England take over, them create a hope of malarkey. Them have the Anglican, then, you know, the Anglican and the Protestant, them are the same brouhaha. Then you have the Methodist, then the Baptist, and then the Adventists, and then the Revivalism, and that's the chain. Them can't true. All of them time there. The Church of England, hold on upon your land. The Church of England are amongst wealth across Africa and the Caribbean from the holding of land for the slave industry run by Britain. So when the church is accepting its part in slavery, and then the Archbishop of Canterbury, Althea, is going to look at the descendant of Africa, Monica Hawthorne, and tell us he's giving us 100 million fund. And both West Africa and the Caribbean, the British colonies in the Caribbean, and the West Africa ravished areas by Britain must spend this money wisely. The very thought of the money is an insult. What happened to we land them on a still thief and hole and pan? Why don't sell all our palaces them, all our castles, and all our royals estate and give we back with money? What the church has raped and murdered black people for, you only think our blood, our sweat and our tears that built Europe 3 times, that civilized Europe 3 times. Only 100 million. They don't talk it like it enough, you know. Don't talk it like it enough. Count how much colonies Britain have in the Caribbean and how many colonies Britain have in West Africa. Very sweet. Look at how much money Britain and the church earn from the slave trade, they call it, from the enslavement of Africans. And the church, in accepting its responsibility, while black people are still paying tithe for the church, to the church and offering, given that the church still hold stolen land in their possession, and because they use the word "thus saith the Lord," one of the things that they junker them in a church or somebody, these pedophile and rapists and molesting pastors and bishops. And when we said drop the Bible, everybody want to attack me. Drop the Bible. That same Bible, which when the British was ready to take the chains off you, they have to use the Bible to institutionalize you before they could have moved the train off, because you were too rebellious without that form of institutionalization. Because when they weren't ready to institutionalize you, you couldn't pick up the Bible and read it. It was illegal for you to read then, until they were ready to institutionalize you. How insulting is these pedophile bishops? Because most of the Church of England and the Catholic Church is swallowed up with pedophile bishops, swallowed up like TDJ, with homosexual and pedophile bishops. Yes, on a pastor them. Uno people and hypocrisy. Everybody gonna get up to our friend to them same way. And when people talk, when I say people mad, when I don't know how much I enjoy madness. Round and round the garden like a teddy bear prime minister. Prime minister, which hole it bury in and which rubble it under. Because we don't often dig in a prime minister. We love the diggerism. Both me and my researcher them search their pain a head, pain a eye, and all sort a kill we. We not say no, Prime Minister. The information isn't out there where the public can find. But we are talking about Prime Minister, no, the 231 million contract. I hit we are talking. I it we attack. So nobody turn up there and go on there like, what am I going about? No, what is it coming over here about nothing? The 231 million contract. The hole them where we digging at today. The bush them where we got under today. We not find it. We not stay. It may not there, but we not find it yet. So we can't talk. Say, and if it did it, we don't know. Make it so hard to find. Do we need a backup prime minister, or we need the Cuba where Barack Obama have when he was dig out Biden? Just before Barack Obama enter play, he saying nah move. We're talking about the contractor, prime minister. Who gets the contract? Which construction company get the contract for Tri-Bridge? How that the information so tightly kept to the prime minister? What is the secret about a contractor that is doing job with the government? How it's so hard, prime minister, neither in the news nor on the NWA website, we are rogue and probe through the whole day, you know. All day, we're rogue and probe. The National Work Agency website. And we can't find no up-to-date information there, both UNO and the contract. Why this information is so tightly gripped? Who has that contract? Who was the contract given to? Does Jamaicans that have a right to know who are the contractors for Tri-Bridge? Would you happen to know Prime Minister Nestor Morgan? Would you happen to know? Does anyone knows? Is a question. I wonder if Miguel Philip knows. But true, me can find you on WhatsApp, Miguel Philip. Me not go waste no money if I call you. But I just wonder, Miss Miguel Phillips, if you know who the contractors are, and would you have a problem in telling the public who the contractors are?
It's like the government are wait for some judgment to go on. Some judgment to go on before them can do something, because like them love excitement. Don't go that me can say, because right now, it's very dangerous. Right now, so it's not named Courage Park Bridge again, you know. It's named Death Valley. Because everywhere you sit down there right now is death. When you just stand up on the bridge, a ramp with their life. Trafficking cross people in the crate, a ramp with their life. And the government to vote this man. This is not a politics business, Virgin. This is a bridge, we need a bridge.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Warmington.
Yes.
Yes, sir. William's calling back from the Observer.
Hello?
Yes, sir. William's calling back from the Jamaica Observer in Mandeville. You were driving this morning.
I'm sorry to them driving again. Tell me something. Is that the only bridge in Jamaica that needs replaced for the repair?
No, it is not. But I just want to get an update.
Is that the only bridge in Jamaica that needs repair or replacement? You called me about particular bridge?
I'm just seeking an update on the matter, Mr. Warmington.
I don't need to give you no update at all. I'm asking if that is the only bridge in Jamaica that needs replacement or repair. That's not the only one. Alright, now, when rain fall, nobody can walk past down the side. And I box over there so people have to go like a yam pack up or luggage and sing things for very. People are running risk with their life to go off garden yard because they don't live over here.
You get the thing I did, so the embarrassing thing and the bag of remarks and really gonna win. The thing needs to be done right now. We want action, justice to be done and something, and then them take too long for your seat.
When the bridge collapse, right? And when me go to St. Elizabeth, I go look for my daughter them, or my uncle. Me have to pay fear, but we around Mandeville. It cost me 3,000 hard. Go and come, right? And all the teachers them way have come from St. Elizabeth, left Balaclava and South. Have to drive round. Mile Gully come round. Some of them not come back to school.
The children that are from there, they cannot come to school because they have to walk through the river with them. A lot of them have to be going to other schools, further down in Clarke Park or further down in Balaclava and so. Additional stress on the parents to find money so to send them, and a lot of them live close by the bridge here that they can just come down to the school, but they can't because of the water that is there, and it's getting worse. The people in this community, they are suffering.
Some students are absent for 3 days for the week, and when they do come, they have to leave early. So if the rain sets up, they have to leave. So whether it's 9 o'clock in the morning or it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they have to leave. It's very dangerous for the students. Because personally, I would not cross that bridge, and if I had a child, I would not allow a child to cross that bridge.
I can tell you that I confirm the minister in charge, Mr. Clifford Warmington, and I have received copies of the design for the new bridge, which has been completed, and they are now doing a costing of the bridge. The government has already had the designs drawn, and they're now doing a costing, so they're moving as speedily as ahead as possible.
To a primetime news follow-up now. Residents in Trelawny are back at square one as the makeshift bridge connecting several communities was damaged during the passage of Hurricane Beryl. The residents are renewing calls for a proper structure. Details in this report.
I have to sell the cow. I come back from prison, me take your prison record money, we then give me for travel, for lunch money and bus fare, and make you up and come here and I buy one cow and I raise it and things like that. It happened, that's the bridge, pop, and pop down.
Pain in every language. That's how this farmer feels after selling his only cow that was on the other side of the collapsed Troy Bridge as he was unable to get to it. It's been over 3 years and the bridge is still in a state of disrepair, and the farmer told TVJ News he's had enough as he has had to sacrifice his livelihood.
And every day I promise, oh God, man, people drown here, you know, before a bridge, and then after a bridge, people want to hang up and drown. Because me have to take man off a rope, this is all for life. And wish me I run risk with my life to help him, you know. The guy named Funny Man from Courage Park, me have to run risk with life to help him, kind of on the rope about say, oh God, you're not going to make me dead now.
The temporary structure, which was built by the residents, is no more since Hurricane Beryl. Our news team saw representatives from the National Works Agency assessing the damage to the original structure. However, Sylvester Powell, a resident, says he takes no comfort in seeing them.
Well, a long time, I look well, a good while, I run nearly for 3 years now, it happened. I promise. This week, next week, like next year, the other year, nothing.
Since the hurricane, the residents have put up another makeshift structure. It's not as sturdy as the last, but for now, it will have to do. They continue to risk it all in order to make a living. Kevin Robinson says he made the temporary structure using debris brought down by Beryl. He says during the hurricane,
we fret about it because we are every bridge. If we fall, I know one thing, we are going to wash your ass, man. And it's a girl that say, lucky. Water surround the place. Water surround the place. So we want a bridge for real, man.
In the 2024-25 estimates of expenditure tabled in the House of Representatives by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke, the government says it plans to spend $80 million on the Troy Bridge in Trelawney. As part of the project, a two-lane triple-cell reinforced concrete rigid frame bridge with sidewalk for pedestrians will be constructed. This with a view to re-establishing connectivity between communities, restore Clarke $80 million debris brought down by Beryl. He says during the hurricane,
We fret about it because we are saying every bridge, if we fall, you know, one thing, we are going to wash your hands, you know. And it's a girl that say, lucky. Water surround the place. Water surround the place. So we want a bridge for real, man.
in the 2024-25 estimates of expenditure tabled in the House of Representatives by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke, the government says it plans to spend $80 million on the Troy Bridge in Trelawney. As part of the project, a two-lane triple-cell reinforced concrete rigid frame bridge with sidewalk for pedestrians will be constructed. This with a view to re-establishing connectivity between communities, restore access to necessary services and economic activity, enhancing the overall well-being of the communities. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
Right. I'm going to read something to you that Nesta Morgan says. I want cuss bad what I want, but two don't always hold on palm me mouth. Two don't always hold on palm me mouth, and two don't like the uptown galang like I say me a man hold me not come from uptown, you know. Me don't come from uptown, but you know hold on palm me mouth and want me to be uptown. Let me try to be uptown tonight. Minister without portfolio, Nesta Morgan, says this. A temporary detour is also to be constructed in order to facilitate pedestrians who may seek to cross the Hector River. Temporary detour. 3 years. 3 years. The government never looked left or right. Three years. I don't know if anyone understands that there's a maths galang in Aguanya where Andrew needs to answer that a question. Well, 231 minus 80 equal how much? Come on, let me kiss and do the maths, man. I'm now slow galang in. 231 minus 80. How much left? All right, make we galang. 3 years. And not at one point the government thought it necessary to put up a temporary structure, a temporary detour for the people, for the students, for the orange economy, for daily commuters to get across the Hector's River. 3 years on, the government is saying, we're going to make a detour so you can go over the Hector's River. Me don't for cuss bad word. Me don't for cuss bad word. Speak nicely, boys. Speak nicely. They send you to school and they educate you to speak nicely. Speak nicely. 3 years. 151 million, Prime Minister. Can somebody explain the 151 million? In this year's financial budget, the Prime Minister said he might go spend 80 80 million, was there that other 151 million? Was it set aside from other budget? Does it come from Bruha? What's going on? Hold on. Hold on. Something is happening around here. Anyway, never mind me. Something is happening in my neighborhood. Does anyone know where that other 151 million comes from? If it was allocated from other previous budget, if it come from somewhere, anyone know? It's been 3 years. Anyone know? Can you help? But the disrespect to the people of Troy, the disrespect to the people of Manchester, Chilani, and St. Elizabeth, to have left them in that condition for 3 years. And then when it suit the government, Brittany Ellis saying maybe EU, real sweet, how are you? When it suit the government, I think Shelley to Reed is here, Colleen Jones, Honodo, Rohan Williams, Norman Ferguson, L-Dog. It suits the government now. It's politically expedient for Andrew Holness. The 151 million, Andrew, does it come from any reparations money that Prince Charles would have given to you that you have not yet spoken about or announced to the public or update the country about? Does your entire cabinet know about that money? Or only very few of your close nitty-gritties is aware of that money, Andrew Holness? Oh, no, me can't count. So I think I'm going to come out here with the sense of pardon galangin. But the question though, Prime Minister, where does the other 150 million comes from? And why is it, Prime Minister, that it is so hard to ascertain who the contract was awarded to? Why is there not easily accessible information, Prime Minister, on the National Works Agency with regards to this contract, which has been awarded recently? You handed over the site in May of this year to the contractors. Not a peak, a break, or a sound in the media. What was the secret about that? Why are we pulling a blanket over the contractor? West Central St. Andrew. Is there any truth to the argument, Prime Minister? Is there any truth to the argument that the construction company that the contract was awarded to is from a construction company within your constituency? So, Prime Minister, me just a search. All through all sort of contractors and construction companies in St. Andrew. I wonder if any of them are your friend, Prime Minister. Let me see if Chance Jamaica Highway do bridge. Them a highway, so they would have to do bridge. Chance Jamaica do bridge. I wonder, Prime Minister, if it would be Chance Jamaica that, what is Chance Jamaica's registered address? They are in Kingston 10. Andrews were Kingston 13. I said Kingston 13. Andrew, you can was awarded to some Conjo constituency. And that we're searched out here now. Conjo is Kingston 10, Kingston 13. Is he not? Conjo constituency is in Kingston 13. Does it cross over into another postal zone? Drywall company, I'll go build the bridge. Drywall company, okay. Let us look at other people on this list, Prime Minister. Because they say Aqua Power Limited, what them do? Them have anything to do with bridge? No, them do the bridge construction. So make we move on. Prime Minister, when we get to the one, just hold up your hand. But it is a woeful silence as to who the contractor is. I mean, information like that. Well, them you do Quality Plus contractors. Let's look at their address. They are in Lyndhurst Road. I don't know the postal. If a 1310 hour for Lyndhurst Road. But it is said, Prime Minister, that the construction company that received the award is from your constituency. If it is from your constituency, Prime Minister, is it a political affiliate? Was Constant Spring Road, Kingston 10, do they do bridge construction? Was the contract, did you refer the person the contract was awarded to? Is it a bad man and friend and company thing, Prime Minister? Is it another deal? Is it another contract? Kingston 13, Maxfield Avenue, Phoenix Scaffolding Limited. Do they do civil engineering? You might never can tell. If Andrew Holness can put Horace Strong at national security, he will do anything. Let's see if they do bridge construction or civil engineering. But this is a Kingston 13. I'm looking at a comment if nobody had talked to me. This is a Kingston 13 contractor, Prime Minister, who named Dwight Andrews. I don't know. Is Dwight Andrews someone related or linked to the Prime Minister? Prime Minister, do you know who Dwight Andrews may be? Brenda, how you do? But I like when Nesta talk, you see, because Nesta, all the while when Nesta talk, Nesta, I couldn't know Andrew a dictator. I don't know if you listen carefully or not. Did I screenshot that bit? Let me see if it's here. Lord, I did screenshot it. Hold on. You mean something never screenshot it? More than thank you for the of contract. Listen to receive a contract. Oh, got a sweet part there. Oh, no, see it here. Morgan says the Troy Bridge project will be among those that he will pay keen attention to on behalf of Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Dwight Construction. Me go type in and see if something the name Dwight Construction. Hold on there. Jamaica. Dwight Construction. But the Dwight Construction I'm finding, that one is registered in Sabalamar. Dwight Construction owner. That one I'm finding is registered in Sablamar. It is said this one is registered in the Prime Minister's constituency. Dwight Construction working job. Hold on. Bay Farm Road. Bay Farm Road is what Kingston address. Come on, and help me quick, no man. Dwight Morgan. Property agent, blah, blah, blah. Hold on there. Government. Westport and Community Construction Office. Work and Jamaica Business Directory. Hold on. Service offered, property agent and maintenance, drywall and ceiling, masonry, carpentry, plumbing and tiling. When you don't make me cuss bad word, I can't. General construction, drywall, plumbing, carpentry, landscaping, painting, tiling. Nobody with the galang, nothing no go so. Nothing no go so. I can't them get the contract. When I can't tell life and the people them picking it. Hold on there. So it's Dwight Morgan, the owner, so. Dwight Construction. Hold on. Jamaica Truckers. Oh, Jesus. But hold on. Let me go down the list when me probe to and see if me see anything was a Dwight Construction, because this would have even sound onto my computer. Oh, Jesus. Something black out. This would have even sound worse than its sound. Hold on. But the government is hiding something. The fact that it is so difficult, Dwight Construction, I don't see so. Because nothing, not upon their website. But then again, when you look on Clarke boyfriend, get big job, down at Cornwall, big construction job. Anything can go so. I wonder if I know Andrew Holness family. But hold on, let me roll through this and see if the Dwight Construction come up under any of these contracted register in Western, in Kingston and St. Andrew. No, sir. Listen, people, a whole heap of searching we do today, and we can't find no information. No information that would shed light, any updated information. It doesn't even provide you a way to just search deliberately with that, this slot. But if we not find it tonight, a whole heap of pages, pandits figure through. But people, when me step on website with Dwight's construction, it would be alarming, but then it wouldn't be surprising given what Andrew Holness was doing with contracts when he was at Ministry of Education, given how we know Andrew is very nepotistic, and Andrew have to play up to him bad man and him dan man and him gangster and him family them, then the people of Jamaica really don't have a say in anything much other than they just will have to go with whatever this government throws at them. Them really don't have a choice because them in such fear that nobody want even open their mouth and talk about Wagwan. Nobody. Nobody, everybody is in fear. Why is my system freezing up? Oh dear, oh dear. My system is gonna block out people. Just bear with me. If it blocks out, I'll come back soon. Dwight Construction. Let me look if I'm still in my studio. I'm not getting proper access to the studio. Things freeze up. Can you all hear me? Me not able to see anything much good on my screen. Does anyone know who Dwight is? Does anyone know who Dwight is? My thing is freeze. I can't even. Oh, more cost bad word, you know. Every other thing for my system I work right now except for my StreamYard tab. Oh, cost bad word tonight. Hold on, people. That's not on my screen. Hold on till it decide to stop the fuckery way to do. The name of the company is it Dwight Construction. The owner's name seemed to be Dwight Morgan, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I'm going to end the live like a computer fuck me about. I mean, like when things piss me off for too long. Can you hear me? Can you give me, because I've got to go over on my phone, so I have those access to all of my contents. I don't even know what's going on here at the moment. Can you hear me? You can hear me. The whole of my content and everything. I think I'm gonna have to continue this story tomorrow. Cause right now I want cuss bad word. And you see the best thing for me when a bad word feeling come on, the best thing for me to do is to go to church and calm down. Hmm? The best thing for me to do is to go to church because the entire system gone fucked right now. And it pissing me off. It pisses me off. It's lick out the whole of my content out of my broadcasting slot and all that. But we're gone over already, over an hour already. I'm certainly going to come back on this Troy Bridge tomorrow. It will be our main topic. We are going to look harder into the, what's it or rather? The Dwight construction. We also need to know more about the 151 million. Where does that come from? Was it allocated from previous budget? Did you get international donor loan or assistance? Was it money taken from the Hurricane Beryl relief? Or is it money from reparations money given by Prince Charles, which the Prime Minister have not spoken about yet? Is Troy Bridge an election expediency, given Troy Bridge has been out of service for 3 years and the Prime Minister is now ready to reconstruct Troy Bridge? The non-portfolio junior minister is going to put a detour across Troy Bridge, something that they have ignored for 3 long years. Why the vote buying continues? The vote buying turn up high up in the air. Can't barely see things from my phone, you know. What you say, L dog? Don't I work for me? Leave it for tomorrow. The cussing will wake us up in the morning. Bangarong, Debbie. No, sir. Judgment. 100 million to share up. Me want Brittany and a soil going on. You see the 100 million? It is split in between all the colonies Britain had in West Africa and the Caribbean. The 100 million is not about Jamaica only. I hope we move away from that understanding. Jamaica is going to get a fraction of that 100 million. What your research is to tally up how much colonies Africa and Britain has in the Caribbean, in the Caribbean, and also in Africa. And when they mention West Africa, Britain didn't just have colonies in West Africa. Kenya is not West Africa. Kenya was a British colony at one point. Remember the Momo Rebellion? These children you see are rebelling, or the children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren of the Momo Rebellion, which ejected the British from Kenya. So count up the amount of British colony in Africa, the amount of British colony in Africa, and the amount of British colony in the Caribbean, And then you will see that it will only be a pittance that Jamaica will receive from that thingy. I don't know if that money will be disbursed per capita or whatever they one of the time them do it in. Me no know. But trust me, it will. Eldog, me know you may not know better, but don't call them name the over here, please. Me know say you may not know better, but don't call them name the over here. But we are going to headline Tribridge tomorrow morning because there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of lack and disinformation because we need to see, and I hit me call Zarbert and say, "Whoa, murder help," you know. We need to see the procurement details. We need to see the tender, how much people did come forward for the contract. We need to know if it was just something that was reference, the Prime Minister refer a friend, a family, or a constituent, or a bad man to get the contract. So we have to go dig deeper into this thing here. What name? Dwight Construction. And really find out. Someone in my research in Jamaica, please help me to call Miguel Phillips and find out if him know anything which he would like to share to the public. I mean, now go put on extra credit. I mean, now unblock my phone to call no politician in Jamaica. But it's important when it comes to this issue, we get it sorted out. We want to know the information. I just wait here. We hear the Prime Minister say 80 million put aside out of such budget. And then now we are being told that a contract has been awarded for 231 million. Why this government is so difficult when it comes to information? Lack up information under them arm. Why? It's the same thing with the National Housing Trust money that was given to Dexim or whatever them name. Why you have to dig under rubble? Why you have to dig so deep? To find information from this government. Who is contracted to this government? But we're not done, Andrew. We're not done. Hit on the loan will walk with we everywhere we go. Yes, Prime Minister. The donor money we take a give out for loan. We're going to walk with it everywhere we go. If the PNP them not say something like this for talk about, we are going to talk. But Miguel Phillips need to come out and inform the public if he know who the contract was awarded to. If the contract was awarded to one of the Prime Minister's crony, we need to know. The Prime Minister did these things when he was at the Ministry of Education. We need to know where the money comes from. We need to know who is the contractor. Nesta said them receive them bond. That type of bond when they start talk about is an insurance just in case that contractor that the contract is awarded to cannot fulfill the project, then that contractor, if it is Dwight Construction, they would have to use that insurance to finance the new contractor that will replace them in order for the job to complete and schedule on time. Zara Burton, come, me case. Me case, Zara. See walk ya, me case. Oh, that may I tell you. Well, yesterday, it's the same Dwight construction that was called on radio but hidden on Google. L Dog, is that what you're saying? His name was called on radio. Could that be over Granny Sus? But is hidden on Google. Zara Burton is going to get to the bottom of it. I can guarantee you, Prime Minister. You could have hide all you want. Hmm? Okay, yes, thank you. You could have hide all you want. And me research of them. I go dig deep into Dwight construction. And we're hoping that somebody, I can't even access the message them on my phone right any WhatsApp message on my phone right now, because if me do, me I go close the studio where me in, so me now go can access my message. Let me see if we can do it in a pull down screen. Or is the company, Prime Minister, a PNP company? Because here the complication, you know. If you remember Dodos get a lot of contracts too. But a lot of contract where Dodos get, did you know, Dodos get more contract from the PNP them than the labor right them? Dodos used to get more contract from the PNP them than from the labor them. This is one of the game them play with. Could it be that this contractor is a PNP but is a Prime Minister friend? Just like how Robert White, the bad man, the businessman, is a PNP, but him and Andrew Holness is also bosom friend as well. You might never know. But we're going to continue to dig deep. Whether it's a PNP or a Labour, hold on there. Whether a PNP or a Labour, we want to know. We definitely want to know. And we're going to continue probe until we find out. Yes, it don't mean so because him from Kanjo constituency, him no PNP. Andrew Holness and Thingy, they are a good friend. But you know, say in the gangster class and in the top class, there so them not have the political tribalry like we don't pan their ground, yeah, so them up there use the power between them that we gave to them. So whether it's PNP or JLP, it no matter, we want to know the connection between the Prime Minister, because Dodos did get only per contract from the PNP them too. All right. I'm getting Albert C saying here, and I hope party people are listening. Jamaica people living on coastline are listening. The loan that the Prime Minister is talking about with regards to rebuilding your life if you don't qualify for grant or if them can't give you a grant. Albert C is saying to the people of Party and across Western Jamaica, Southern Jamaica, if you're living along the coastline, do not put up your land as collateral for the loan if you're taking a loan, a disaster loan from the government, because the government has a plan if one defaults and cannot pay their loan, to sequestrate their land, because you know, as me turn of the conspiracy, one morning they've got to free up the coastline. Say we've got to free up the coastline. Do you want a passport to the mountain? Because we have gas down here. Remember that. But thank you all for being here with us this evening. The show wasn't complete. It never got as planned, but there's always a tomorrow. Always a tomorrow. And we are always here. Thank you for your presence here with us tonight. Any information anyone want to find out there, just forward it to me WhatsApp, because we will be probing Dwight Construction will be probing the extra 151 million we didn't know much about. We'll be probing everything dodgy about this crooked, tyrannical, lack of management and competency government. Good night from Global Television.